Hello there, Petunia. How are you? Welcome. And it's Dewana Wisdom. How are you? Welcome. Hello there. Is it April Alvarez? Hi, April. How are you? Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Hello. I know who that is. Hey there, Wrenches. How are you? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Hello. Thank you for being here. Hello, Harlem. That's 7:56. How are you? I'm doing great. How are you doing? Hey, just be real. You said change it back. Hey there, Jesus girl Betty. How are you? Thank you guys so much for being here. Hold on, let me get my phone straightened out. All righty. My day is going great. Thank you for asking. Hey, Patrice Smiles. How are you? That's Miss Shirley. Hey, Miss Shirley. Hi, Tony. Hey, A. Robinson from Cal. All right, Miss A. Robinson, I hope you coming to my conference in July. Thank you so much for being here, Tony. Hey, Family Routes. A. Robinson, I hope you coming out here to Los Angeles to come see me when I'm out there on July 29th. Hey, Miss Valerie, how are you doing? Miss Valerie, you gonna be out there in California with me? Hey there, Jill Masri, how are you? Miss Valerie, you coming out there to Los Angeles? Hi, Bethany, how are you? From Fresno. From Fresno. Who's from Fresno? Where we at? Where we go? From Fresno. I hope you come out to Los Angeles. I'll be out at LAX at the Sonesta. My if you go to my ticket sales, it is overcoming narcissist abuse.ticketleap.com. Get you either a general session or a VIP ticket. VIP in the I have myself, my mother, Apostle Helen Sadler, my sister, Bishop Kathy Gibson, a good friend of mine, Bridget Griffin, and then I have a newcomer, Dr. Paula Tucker, who is a researcher for traumatic brain injuries. And for the VIPs, which is from 7 to 11, is 8 to 5 is general session. And then 7 to 11 is VIP formal wear with dinner. And you guys get to meet Telsha with the T on MPD. You get to meet Tasha Lelandman, Confessions of a Christian Girl. So I hope you guys register. Somebody asked me about the VIP because I closed it and I opened it back up. So if you guys want VIP is open again. So you guys can go and get you some, thank you. So you guys can get you some tickets. And if you can't be there, you can always come on, Zoom. Instagram is open. Just be real. It's on Instagram. I mean, Instagram is open. I'm on Instagram over here. Thank you so much. I won't be able to make it out this time around. So next year I was gonna go to New York, but since my father is in Washington D.C., I decided that next year in 2024 I'm gonna be in I'm gonna be let me see. Yes, the date is July 29th. Yes. The date is July 29th. I will be at the Sonesta at LAX right outside the airport. And it is July 29th. The Hey, New Dawn Arises, how are you? And it is from 8 to 5. And then that's general session. And if you do VIP, then um and then the not the yeah, the VIP will continue from 7 to 11. And so I'm sorry, I was looking over here at comments. You see me? Okay. So I'm hoping, hey, Cultural Pearls Images, thank you so much. So I'm hoping, so next year I won't be in New York. Next year I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. And in Washington, D.C., there's a lot to do in Washington, D.C. because I want to go to the African American Museum. I want to go to the Smithsonian. I want to go to a lot of those museums over there. So My dad is in Washington, D.C., so I will be in Washington, D.C. next year. And so I'm just waiting for a few more people to come in and we'll start. Thank you so much, Soul Star. Who is this having this conversation? Who is this? Hold on. Okay. Hold on a minute. I got a whole bunch of conversation going on. Not you guys, but stuff popping here that has absolutely nothing to do with my computer. Is my daughter's computer and it's popping up. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Hello, record. Is it record reform? How are you? Hello, is Leela? Hey, Leela. Hi, Ernestine. How are you? No, I'm not on Clubhouse. I haven't figured Clubhouse out yet. I haven't figured that out yet because I don't like the way that they have it set up, and I don't like the fact that people can just come on my platform without me inviting them up, and they just yeah, I don't like the way it's set up. So I am not going to give me a second here. Okay. So I am not on Clubhouse right now because of the fact that I just don't like the way that I just don't like the way it's set up. Hold on just a minute, y'all. Let me figure out what's happening here on my give me a second. Let's see what's happening. Trying to figure out why is this popping up on my stuff. Hold on a minute. My daughter, they doing homework and it's showing up on my computer. So give me just a second. Let me find out what's going on here. Hold on a minute. Give me just a second. Let me close this down. Hold on a minute. Hold on just a minute, y'all. Let me fix this. Because my daughter has got her computer stuff set up on my computer. And they're having a good old conversation over here doing homework. And so give me just a minute. Give me just a second. Let me get them off my computer. Hold on just a minute, y'all. Give me just a second. How does she got it set up on my computer? All right, let me get them off my computer. Hold on a minute. Okay, there we go. Okay, my apologies, y'all. My daughter and her friends were doing homework, and it was popping up on my screen. So I thought you guys were talking to me, and so because I thought you guys were talking to me, I'm responding back, and it's actually them having a conversation. So I apologize. Okay, all right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Mo Strangles, what a name. Lisi, how are you? You joining me in DC? Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. All right, listen. So, what I was gonna do previously, I was gonna do my, and I'm sorry that my screen is so dark. I don't know what's going on with my lighting. It's just really ugly, and I can't really put the light all in my face, So the lighting is really ugly. The lighting is bad. But thank you guys so much. I am so honored that you are here with me. I was going to do PTSD and complex PTSD, and I'll do that at another time because June is National PTSD and PTSD Awareness Month. But I can do that another time. My family is from Vienna, Georgia, and my cousin graduated from Valdosta. I think one or two of my cousins graduated from Valdosta University. Is it Valdosta University? So welcome, Georgia. Thank you. But so tonight, what I'm going to do is, you guys know the song, What's Love Got to Do? Got to do with it. Hey, Andrea. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Okay. So you guys ready? Let me know you're ready. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're ready. And we're going to start talking about it. I'm not going to be on very long. I always say that. I'm going to try to do my best because I'm going to go lay down. I want to go lay it down because I've had a long day. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. I know for some of you guys, no big deal, but I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. So thank you so much for being here, Miss Andrea. Thank you so much. Okay, you guys ready? All right. So listen, in the United States, and with our language. And some of you guys are from different, yes, rest in peace, Tina Turner. I love Tina Turner. Um, but coming from some of you guys are from different parts of the country, and one of my guests that is on, she's actually from Greece, and hopefully she's here tonight. But she's from Greece. But the Greek language has multiple definitions, not definitions, but they have meaning to what love you're talking about. In the English language, we abuse that word love, and we associate love with an emotion. We put that we love is just it's almost like everything that you say is love. Love you, girl. I love you. You know how much I love you, girl. I love you. Boy, I love you. I love that outfit. I love that dress. So we take that word love and we abuse that word. We misuse that word, because if you look at the Greek language for love, it tells you exactly what love they're talking about. Either you're talking about phileo, which is a friend, a brother sister love. That that's Philadelphia. What is it? The city of brotherly love. So you're talking about brotherly love, a brother sister type of love. Stoic. I think it's stoic. You got that family love, that husband and wife type of love. You got that romantic love. You got that lust love. That is it eros. That lustful love. You have you know, you got the agape love, which is a general love for people in general. Just because you love people in general and you want to help them doesn't mean that you like everybody that you love and you want to help. The things that a lot of us as therapists, as coaches, we have a general love for people because we hate to see people hurt and we want to do our best to try to help you. That's an agape love. That's a general love for mankind, a general love for people, that you don't want to see them hurt like that you want to help them whatever way you possibly can. But it's not a romantic love. That doesn't mean I got butterflies in my stomach. And I was thinking about this before I came on camera. Even with your kids, my kids used to joke around, you act like you don't like us. Sometimes I ain't like my kids. Y'all know sometimes you ain't like your kids. Sometimes you wanted to jump off the top of that staircase and act like you a WWF wrestler and just top of them kids. You just want to run out there and headbutt them and pick them up like you a football player. But that, for those that are healthy, meaning that doesn't mean that you're not hurt or anything, but those that are healthy have a healthy love, especially for your children. Regardless of how many times you want to tackle them or jump from the top of the stairs, you're not going to let anything happen to them. You're going to keep them safe. You're going to make sure that they have clothes to wear, a roof over their head. They got foods in their belly. You're concerned with their mental well-being. You're concerned with their future. You want to make sure that, they get the best education. You don't have to have the most expensive clothes, but at least your kids are clean. Your kids look good. Your kids smell good, and you care for your children. You love your children. You want to make sure they make it to school on time. That's love for your kids. That's not a romantic love. That's not a feeling. Love is not a feeling. Love is not a feeling. A feeling is a feeling. You got butterflies in your stomach and you daydreaming, you in honeymoon land and you on cloud nine, and he smell good and she smell good and I can't wait to talk to her or him. That's how those narcissists get you. That's that love bombing stage. Well, that's that honeymoon phase. After a while, some of you guys were married even to the narcissist, and every day wasn't a day that you were walking around floating on clouds, looking like a little fat cherub. Every day you didn't have butterflies in your stomach, but you made sure they had clothes to wear. You made sure they had food on the table. You gave them children. You gave them a home. You made sure that they were. That's what love is. You want to see the best for someone. You don't go in there trying to change them to what you want them to be, but you love a person and there's a mutual love. But most people have never experienced a healthy love. So because of the fact that most people have not experienced a healthy love, what do you have to, kind of gauge it with? Because most of us haven't had a healthy love. And this is the point that I'm trying to make in this video. If you're in a relation, most of the time people are like, well, I want to know whether that person is a narcissist. Till death do us part. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you say. I understand till death do us part, but when you are with a toxic individual, those words, you might want to be careful with those words. And number two, or number three, or number 15, whatever number I'm on, another thing too is how do you, I've talked to men before, and I remember a gentleman telling me, like, Miss Carmen, I really love her. I really love her, but I can't handle her mouth. Everything that comes out of her mouth, she calls me names. She embarrasses me in public. She has no respect for me whatsoever. And the woman is saying he don't respect me either. It's her mouth. Ladies, let me tell you something. And men, you can chime in at any time. A woman wants to feel secure. A woman wants to feel loved. She wants to feel security. She wants to feel safe. A man, one of the most important things for a man is to be respected. To be respected. A man, and just like my pastor said, just like my mom said, a man can love a woman so much, so much. But if you disrespect that man long enough, if you disrespect that man long enough, that man will walk away. Okay, Joy, I need you to hold your comments for a minute because you throwing me off. You throwing me. I'm having a conversation with the people, and you're having entirely too much conversation at the same time. So I need you to wait. Whenever a teacher is teaching, especially in the classroom, when a teacher is teaching, students should not be having side conversations. Give me a minute and allow me to talk first. Don't get in there and start having your own show, because then you need to get on your own channel and have a conversation. So I need you to wait. And then you posting Instagram and stuff like that on there, that's unacceptable. So let's go ahead and get you off of here. Let's go and get you off here, because you're not going to disrespect me and just post somebody else's Instagram on there. Please do not do that. Do not come on my channel and then start advertising for other people's Instagram or start advertising for other people. That's disrespectful. Don't do that to anybody that you go on. Don't ever do that. Don't start having conversations with people and then try to get them to come to other people's Facebook or Instagram. That is very disrespectful, and I will block you. I ain't got no problem with the block finger, and neither does Just Be Real. But like I was saying, and I hate to be thrown off like that. But a man. Let me look. Hold on. Let me see. Some of the men have answered. A man wants respect. See, New Dawn Riser said the same thing. A man will leave a woman that they love if she continues to disrespect him. He can love her and love the sneaky socks that she has on her feet. But if a woman continues to pop off at the mouth and disrespect that man will get up and leave still loving that woman. A woman, on the other hand, a man will cheat and a woman will continue giving him, time after time but when a woman is fed up and that's it for her, that's it. Brother man, that woman gonna leave. That's it. Because one thing that she can't handle is to have to compete with another woman. She'll put up with it for a long time. But when you're dealing with a narcissistic relationship, you're trauma bonded. You're trauma bonded. So it takes a long time. But for a lot of people, when they even in a narcissistic relationship, when they finally get to that point where they can't take it no more, they leave. They will leave. And the hardest thing is when a person has made up their mind, even when they love a person and they walk away, you can still love a person and still have to walk out of the relationship, ladies and gentlemen. But love is not a feeling. Love is a choice. You make a choice to be with a person, because when the honeymoon and when the honeymoon, that honeymoon season, that feel good, that walking on cloud nine, and then you're faced with the reality of who you have. Now it could be good or it could be bad. But when you're faced with the reality, you ain't gonna wake up every day, feeling butterflies in your stomach, walking on cloud nine or having these emotions. And then you question yourself, like, I must not really be in love. No, you're chasing after emotion. And so when you're meeting somebody, you have to be very careful, especially because now we're in this society where narcissist is on a rise. And you got narcissists out here hunting prey, and you have to remember, when you meet somebody and your emotions are everywhere, and you already feel like, I feel this pull and this is my soulmate. Be careful with that. This is my soulmate. They understand me so well, and your emotions are everywhere. That's not the time to act on your emotions. Do not act on your emotions, because that's exactly what it is. Emotions. That's not love. Those are emotions. And eventually those emotions will die down. And when those emotions die down, then what? Because if you don't have no respect for that man, you have no reason to be in the relationship with them. Or if you don't have, men, if that woman is calling out your name, Other than what your name is, I left still in love. See, it took me 2 years to get over her. You got a man confessing. You got a man telling the truth. A man would leave when he is disrespected. You know, a man would leave when he's disrespected. And women, some of us are very strong minded women. We're very strong. But when, just like, listen, I'm telling you guys, go back and look at the conference that my sister did, Redeeming Your Pearls. And go back and look at some of the talk shows that her and my mother did, concerning marriage and relationships. And one of the biggest things they talk about women and men, and women especially. You got a big mouth, and ain't nobody gonna tell you what to do. And he don't run nothing. You don't need to be in a relationship. Now I know some of you guys don't agree with old school thinking, but I still believe, just like a lot of us do believe. Yeah, narc season is year round. There you go. Um, but I still believe that the man is the head of the household. The man, when you marry, he's the head of the household. That does not mean that he dominates the woman. That means a king understands how to run a kingdom, and a king understands that he is the highest servant in the land because he has to serve the most. And a king understands that you have people in your home that have needs that need to be taken care of. The king is the greatest servant in the house. He is the protector, and if they agree that the woman and the man work and both of them want to work and bring in and build an empire and everything, that does not mean that you supersede your thoughts and what you want to do, and you rule over her and you tell her, and I'm the man of the house, and you are submitting to me. No, I do believe in submission too. And it just means submitting to the leader that has been brought into your home. Now, if you can't submit to the man and you got a problem with him being the king and the head of the house, you shouldn't have got with him in the first place. Why are you going to be with someone you can't even follow out of a paper bag? He's supposed to be able to build. You two are supposed to come together. You're two opposite people coming together, and you're supposed to be putting this business. It's like a family marital business plan together. And each one of you have gifts and talents that blend in together like this. You guys fit together like this. Where his weaknesses are your strength, and where your weaknesses are his strength. He might be really good at managing money. You might be really good at making it, or vice versa. He might be really good at making money, and you might be really good at managing money. And so the thing about it is that love is a choice that you're making. You're making a choice to be vulnerable with a person. And so you guys have to be careful, because that's the most vulnerable relationship that you can ever be in, is a husband or a wife. Not boyfriend and girlfriend, because child, y'all still single. If you boyfriend and girlfriend, y'all still officially single. It's like that lady I think she's on TikTok or YouTube, and she said, if y'all living together, y'all still single. If y'all shacking up together, y'all still single. If y'all ain't married, you're still single. Until he put a ring on it, because the power of sex is like my mother teaches. The power of sex is in the woman. The power of choice is in the man. So some of y'all headstrong women that think you done chose him, no, 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 no. He chose you. Because a lot of women chase behind a man, and he never marry. You've been together for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and he won't marry you. And I'm telling you guys, you got to go watch these videos. Just like my mother said, you with this guy for 15, 20, 10 years, got all these kids by him. He leave out of the relationship with you, meet somebody, and in 6 months he's engaged and married to that woman, because the power of choice is in the man. The man chooses. That's why if you notice, when it comes to narcissist relationship, you notice you like this man, whatever, but that narcissist chooses you. And then they do everything they possibly can to pull you in. They do everything they can to pull you in. And when he no longer chooses you, he leaves. He discards you. And then for some of you, women have been wise enough to discard them and get up out of there. You see what I mean? But you got to remember, I'm old school. Like I said, I believe the man is the head of the house. And so you better choose wisely, and don't choose off of emotions. Don't jump. You jump into a relationship out of emotions. No. Does that brother have a job? Does he have an education? Are you two, you want a man that has an education? You want a man that has got a college degree? You want a man with six figures? Well, what about your pay? What's in your wallet? Can you hold a conversation? Can you stimulate that man's mind? Because a wise man, a smart man, an intellectual man, he needs a person that can stimulate his mind. You can give him all the sex that you want to. Ladies, you can't. New Dawn Arises, tell me if I'm lying. You can't hold a man with sex. Sex plus sex equals more sex. Sex plus sex does not equal love. And a lot of times that's what women think. In order to make you love me, then I just need to keep giving you as much sex as possible whenever you want it. I need to play house. My grandfather used to say, he was German, he said, why buy the cow if the milk comes free? I got free milk. So why I need to buy the cow? It's free. But to a man, sex plus sex just equals more sex until I find what I really want. And then I'll go to what I really want. And a woman that gives a man a challenge, and a woman that stimulates a man's mind, and a woman that's not easy is what, like Rick James said, I'll take you home to mother. Right? But who said wrong? Wrong what? Who's that? Elith? Wrong what? Um, but tell me I'm lying, New Dawn Rises. Am I right? A man, a woman, listen, and men, when you're with a woman, you can't dominate that woman. She's got a mind of her own. I'm telling you guys, we got good teaching in my ministry, not my ministry, in my church, with my mother, with my sister, and the guests that they bring in there. They bring the sages, the older women in there. And my mother is a sage. My sister, in agreement to what you said. There you go. There you go. I was about to say, why you disagreeing with me? You supposed to be with me. We team together tonight. But listen, we got the sages, we got the elders. My mother was married for 31 years before our bishop died. My sister, she's not a spring chicken. We done been through some things. We ain't always do it right. But at the same time, if you listen, you know, if you listen to them, you won't make the same mistake twice. And especially in a season like Miss Valerie said, this is every season is a narc season. And what they're looking for is people with holes in their heart. They're looking for people, silly women. They're looking for ignorant women. They're looking for ignorant men because listen, there's some ignorant men out there too that move off of emotion because they've been hurt, they've been wounded. They want to love. They want to love a woman. They want a family. They want someone to love them. And sometimes they have been so hurt that they jump into the wrong situations because women can be just worse than a man because women can be petty. Women are you talk about some petty, narcissistic women, and sometimes not even narcissistic. Sometimes you are let me think of the words I'm looking for. Sometimes you have been through so much trauma that you become petty and self-sabotaging, and this man wants to love you and you just a hot mess. hmm Okay, let me not get distracted because I'm trying to read. Um, Jels Masri said, I have no problem respecting a man who deserves to be respected. Yeah, I'm like you, girl. I'm like you. A man that is respectful deserves respect. And when it comes to that term, submission, most people, when you're dealing with like a narcissist or a toxic individual, submission is just another word for control. They want to control you, so you're supposed to submit to my control. A real man understand that submission is an automatic it's an automatic response when a man is loving a woman correctly. When a man is loving a woman correctly, she has no, you open her up like a box. We talk about these treasure box, and sometimes you're with people they don't have the keys to open up your treasure box. Ladies, you're a treasure box. You know what I mean? You're a treasure box, and it takes the right man to open up that treasure box. And when they open up that treasure box, you become the woman you never even known that you were. When they open up that treasure box, you will submit to that man because he knows how to handle you. He knows how to handle your broken heart. He knows how to handle your pain. He knows how to handle you, even when you get on his last nerve, even when you're hurting him. Because I've had a man tell me, she's hurting me, but I understand how hurt she was. And this woman wasn't even a narcissist. She's hurting me. She doesn't even know how much she's hurting me. but I love her so much that I'm willing to walk through this pain, walk through this mud with her, because I can see, who she's going to become, what she is, where her, and she's hurt, she's afraid. And see, that should have been dealt with prior to the marriage. And this wasn't even a narcissist. Neither one of them were narcissists. And so, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, you're a treasure box. And when you get with these narcissists, trust you me, they don't have the keys to open you up because they never opened you up. You've never been, oh, what did my sister say? You're Some of you guys may not be virgins, physically virgins because you have children and you've had sexual relations and stuff. But like my leader said, like my mom said, some of you guys are still virgins and you have not met the right man or the right woman to open up your treasure box. You're still a virgin in your mind. You're still a virgin in your heart. You've never been loved appropriately. You've never been loved right because you never had the example. Now, for some of you guys, you have to go to whatever your belief system is. And you go back to your belief system or what your higher power is, and you determine, what is love between me and my higher power. Now, I'm a believer of Christ, so I believe in that love that Christ has for me. Can't nobody love me better than Jesus. I hate to tell you that, but to have to learn to be loved correctly. You have to be learned to love. So whatever your higher power is, whatever, you have to learn to allow your higher power, whatever that is, to love you correctly before you go out there looking for someone to love. What do you have to compare it to? What do you have to compare it to? And so New Dawn Rises says submission in a healthy relationship is cooperation for a man. And when a man is loving a woman right, that is a gift to him. Am I right? When a man loves a woman properly, that submission is a gift to him. And that's what he wants. He wants that gift of submission. He wants that because guess what? A king understands how to run a kingdom. A king understands that the highest servant is the one that serves the people. A king serves the people in his house. Most people want to be in a position of power or want to be a king or tell people that they're a king because they want control. They want to control people. That is not a king. A king understands that I serve the people that I have been blessed with. Whoever your blessing is that I've been blessed with, I serve my wife. I serve my children. And in return, you're going to be honored. You're going to be respected. And submission is a gift to that man. Now, listen, I know I have some people that are not, that are in the LGBTQAI plus community. Hopefully I got that right. Please forgive me because I don't know how to relate that message. I don't know how to relate that. I'm not well versed on that. And I highly recommend there are channels out there that do talk about narcissist abuse. And they do, talk within the LGBTQ plus community. So all I know is heterosexual. And so, of course, one thing that I do want you to know, though, is narcissist abuse is narcissist abuse. It doesn't matter what sex you are. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter what part of the country you come from. Abuse is abuse, and narcissist abuse is narcissist abuse. All of us come from different walks of life and talk different languages, but I guarantee you when we start telling our story, the stories sound alike. You would assume that we were all married or dating the exact same person. I think somebody on here thought that I was dating somebody that they were dating. And I was like, no, they all have the same disorder. They all have the exact same disorder. And she cussed me out. Matter of fact, inboxed me and cussed me out and told me I was a liar and everything. And I was like, child, I didn't even answer the question. I said, child, I don't know you're a fool. I knew the fool I was with. I don't know your fool. And let me tell you something. One thing I cannot stand. Oh Lord, I cannot stand. Some of you guys heard having a piece of a man or a piece of a woman is better than having, is better than having no man or no woman at all. And back when I was married, I remember that narcissist, you got to remember the narcissist is a gaslighter. A narcissist always tries to switch up your reality, tell you things to make you try to believe, to have you feeling less than. Thank you so much, whoever just did that. Let me look. Is that Layden Lee? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Listen, um, listen, I was told because I was with a somatic narcissist, and so he was community property. Just keep it out there. He was community property. He belonged to everybody. He didn't belong to one person. He belonged to everybody. He's community property. He community program, community feeding program, community property. And I remember him telling me, and I don't know why he gonna repeat a song that Betty Wright was not right when she said this, but it's better to have a piece of me than not to have me at all. Most women will want what you got, so you need to appreciate what you got. I wanted to slap him and slap everybody that he was friends with, and I just wanted to get on a slapping spree. What? I need to appreciate that I have a man and that most women will want someone like me, and you need to be appreciative. In other words, let him do what he wants to do and be appreciative that you got somebody. Now, listen. Y'all listening? Listen. I'm not being braggadocious, and I'm not saying that I'm the most beautiful person in the whole world. I'm not saying that I'm the finest or nothing like that. But Lord, I'm not cousin it from the monsters, and I don't need to put a piece of pork chop around my neck to beg somebody to play with me. You know what I mean? I got a little more dignity than that. You know what I mean? I ain't got to beg nobody to be with me now. And you don't have to beg nobody to be with you. You're not cousin it. You know what I mean? It is funny. It is. They all seem to be one and the same person. What you talking about? I know, right? Thanks, just getting on 5-year toxic relationship with a narcissist. Absolutely. But listen, that is not true. Having a piece of man or a piece of woman is better than having none at all is a lie. That's a lie. If you can't be with me wholeheartedly, or if she can't be with you wholeheartedly, then you need to cut it off even while you loving. Walk away while you're bleeding in the heart, because it will get worse. New Dawn said I had to adjust that seat. I sure did. I had to get myself together when I said that, because I just wanted to knock the camera down. What in the world? What the heck? A whole lie. What you talking about? Right. Don't ever believe that. Don't ever believe that. If they can't be wholeheartedly connected, or not the word connected, if they can't be wholeheartedly, what's the word I'm looking for? Loyal to you, and you can't be wholeheartedly loyal to them, you don't need to be with them whatsoever. And a narcissist takes stuff and just twist it up, and you start, and there are some people that actually agree with that. How you agree with that? How you agree with that? You don't agree that. So you cousin it now, right? You cousin it. Yeah, so many people cannot be single. Absolutely. Let me make sure I got it right. Gel Massery. Yeah, so many people cannot be single. Yeah, so many people cannot exclusive. There you go. Thank you. If it's not going to be a monogamous relationship, then you don't need to be in the relationship. Listen, go back. And they say it's a perspective thing, and you know what is their perspective, and they're trying to put their perspective on you. And if your perspective is not their perspective, then don't do it. That's why a lot of people, now they have this new polygamy. Is it polygamy, or hold on, polygamous relationships? Okay, listen, to each his own. You do whatever you want to do. And if polygamous relationships work for you, that's your business. But there are a lot of people that are in polygamous relationship that don't want to be in a polygamous relationship. They're doing it because they're trying to keep the person that they're with. So they'll do anything to hold on to the person that they love, even doing stuff that they really don't want to do. And that's being in a polygamous relationship, polygamy, in other words. You know, and yeah, it's an excuse to cheat. Absolutely. Everybody that doing this polygamorous and all this switcheroo and what is it? Now be careful with the pineapple. When y'all see people with the pineapple and stuff like that, the pineapple is an indicator that the couples are swingers and they're into that kind of stuff. So when y'all see people that got like the pineapple on their door or the pineapple and stuff like that, the pineapple is an indicator that couple are swingers and they believe in bringing in other people into the relationship. So don't get caught up in that stuff. But for some people, they agree to a lifestyle that they don't agree to. And the only reason why they're agreeing to that relationship, we got to have rules and we got to have boundaries and we can't do this and we have to do this, is because of the fact it's an excuse to make you do something that you really in your heart don't want to do. And if you know in your heart that's not something that you want to do, you are being used, you are being abused, and that person is using that as an excuse to cheat with you agreeing with them. So they can turn back around and tell you, but you agreed to it. I agreed to it because of the fact I didn't want to lose you. And if that's the case, you need, because AIDS is blind. AIDS is blind, y'all. They got some diseases that are coming back and coming back with a vengeance, like certain types of gonorrhea and stuff like that. It's coming back with a vengeance. You hear me? You guys, listen. Don't be stupid. Do not follow your heart. Some people say, follow your heart. Your heart never lies. Your heart is a lying little something. Your heart is a liar. Don't follow your emotions. Don't follow your emotions. Nowadays, you have to look when you meet somebody, too much bacteria. Yep. Nowadays, when you meet somebody, and on top of that, trust you me, everybody that says they're a part of the LBGT community is not. Don't believe that, because there are people within the LBGT community that are being taken advantage of. And then they're being threatened to be outed because they haven't come out yet. They're being threatened to be outed. They're being threatened that everybody in their agency or community or jobs, they're going to let them know because they have not made a decision to come out yet. And so they're being threatened. They're being blackmailed. Right. And then there are some that are not even in the LBGT community. They just want supply so bad, and they are bisexual, but they don't want to tell nobody, but they're not a part of that community, and they're straight, but then they have a relationship with you. And then when you say something, they'll make you look like you crazy. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You a liar. They'll make you look, they'll smear your name and embarrass you in front of people. Listen, these narcissists are no joke. You cannot follow your emotions. You know how toucan saying, follow your nose. It always knows. Don't follow your nose. Don't follow your nose. Be wide open. You be outside in the daylight with a flashlight, searching for somebody in the daylight. Listen, but a narcissist is a narcissist is a narcissist. Do not follow your emotions when it comes to do not follow your emotions when it comes to relationship. Nowadays, you have to be very wise. Nowadays, you got to make sure that both of y'all filling out a resume. So you can do a background check, you can do a credit check. You got to make sure that Michael wasn't a Michelle and Michelle wasn't a Michael, because sometimes they're not even being honest and telling people. And what ends up happening is if you watch another 48 hours or you watch FBI files and stuff like that, people are being dishonest and they're not being honest. You got to be honest and you got to be straight up front. You got to let people make their own choices as to who they want to be with. If you are in the transgender community, please, whatever you do, in order for you to be safe and to keep yourself safe, be honest with who you are. It ain't that serious. You ain't got to have him. You ain't got to have her. You ain't got to. And if you got to lie to get that person, you already know you're headed in the wrong direction. Be honest so that you can keep yourself safe. Because there are some people that they find out about you and they don't have a problem with unaliving you. They don't have a problem with doing that, especially when their mind ain't right. And you throw that in there. Yeah, you got to be honest. Don't lie to these folks. Don't lie to these. I've seen too many. I watch a lot of the crime channels, and I don't see. Be honest. Be honest. Be honest. Be honest, and protect yourself. It ain't that serious. You ain't got to have that man. You don't have to have that woman. And you lying to make sure that you keep them in love with you, and then later on they find out about you. Catfishing, yeah, absolutely. Catfishing to get yes. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Yeah, narcs are no jokes, but these jokers are scary. Yes, absolutely. Yes, them trans really look like fit. I mean, listen, there's some trans women out there, gorgeous. Oh my God, look better than us real. When I say real women, I mean, hopefully that's not offensive. Naturally born women, somebody, oh my God, beautiful, beautiful. Oh my gosh, beautiful. I've seen some trans men, handsome. And if you did not know that they were not born men, you would never know. You would never know. Deep, 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 deep voices, buffed. I was like, wait a minute. I had to go back and look. I said, are you serious? They can look like that. Now I'm not, I'm not into that. That's not what I'm into. But what I'm telling you is they're passing and you don't even know. So, but y'all, listen, if you're in the trans community, you got to be honest. You got to be honest. And I'm telling you, now it's getting to a point you can't tell the difference between whether it's a natural born woman or a natural born man. Because some of these trans men look good. Trans women, beautiful, beautiful. Be honest. Okay. One of my connection turned off. My apologies. Well, let me get just be real. Give me about 10 minutes. I want to answer some questions, okay? Dusty said, "Do you think people that say I don't judge really just use that as a way to gaslight people? There are people who genuinely don't judge, but I feel like a lot of narcissists in my life say that, and I catch. And you dealing with a narcissist, yeah, they say I don't judge, so that is a precursor of what they're getting ready to do. And you just pay attention. Pay attention. When they say I don't judge, and then listen to what they're saying, and everything that they're saying is very judgmental and very critical, they've already announced what they're getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to judge. And then some people, I don't judge. That's your business. So natural born is referred to as a cis, I think. So what does cis mean? Because I ain't no cis. I'm a woman. And I don't mean no offense by that, but I don't have a name. I'm not called a cis. And I understand that's what they say, but I'm not a cis. I am a natural born woman. That's what I am. I don't know about y'all, but that's what I am. So I don't even know what cis. Let me look. What does cis actually mean? Hold on. Let's see what cis actually means. What does cis woman mean? Okay, cis woman, cisgender. A cisgender person has a gender identity that matches their sex assigned at birth. A person whose sex was assigned male at birth and identifies as a boy or a man, or someone whose sex was assigned female at birth and identifies as a girl or a woman is considered cisgender. I ain't no cisgender. I am a woman. There's no cisgender. They're coming up with all these words. I'm not into these words. I'm just a natural born woman. That's what I am. You identify with the gender you are assigned with at birth. Okay. My kid told me that I'm old. Oh, okay. Pretty soon we may need a portable lab to take on a date. What you talking about, right? Cisgender is the scientific term. You are correct. Okay. I ain't no cisgender. My gender is woman. That's what I am. I'm a woman. I'm a girl. I'm a girl. Like they dad say down south, I'm a girl. I'm not calling myself a cis. I'm a woman. There you go. That's what I said. I'm not a cis. I'm a woman. I'm a girl. Like my cousin said, you a girl. It's a disrespectful term to a natural born person. Thank you, New Dawn. That's what I said. It's disrespectful to be called a cisgender. I'm not a part of that. I'm not a part of that vocabulary. What about when your parents want you to cut off your friends because she be trying to keep you away from them? Could they be a narcissist? And I'm grown, 37. I mean, it's possible, but you grown, so you make your own choices. Anything can be possible. Yeah, anything can be possible. Yes, them trans really look like females. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I don't do business on my live. You can email me, but I don't do business on my live. Um, with co-parenting, how do you avoid conflict as much as possible? Oh, well, this is not the topic for tonight, so I'll do that on another top when I do another. I'm a woman naturally born, right? Yeah. So that's not my topic for tonight. So I'll do that on another forum. I thought sis was a black sister friend. No, it's a CIS. Sis, yeah, you my sis. Yeah, I see that. But sis, they're talking about CIS. And I'm not into that vocabulary. I'm a naturally born woman, yeah. And like New Dawn says, it's kind of disrespectful. So I agree with that. Yeah. Well, y'all got some more questions? Do narcissists have true love for their children? Unfortunately, no. You have to understand that they don't understand. In their mind, they think they're loving, and all it is trying to, what's the word? Like throwing money at them. They think that's what love is. When you're talking to kids, you got to be very sensitive when you're talking to kids. I lowered my voice a little bit because my daughter's in the other room. But when you're talking to children, you got to be very careful because you can lead them in a direction that would damage them for the rest of their lives. First of all, narcissist does not have the capacity to love anybody. When they look at their children and look at their children as being property. In their mind, they think that they're loving them because they throw money at them or they just mirror what they see other people doing. So in their mind, that's what love is. And so when your child is asking that question, does my mother, does my father love me? What you should be telling them is the only way that they know how. As they get older, they'll start asking more questions, and you have to explain to them, when they get older and they ask you more detailed questions. And when they start asking you more detailed questions, this person has a mental illness. So this person really does not know how to love anybody. So the way that they're loving you is they thinking that is correct. And so you got to be very careful of what you say to your children, at what age you're telling your children what. Just because you're angry doesn't mean that you have to mess up a child's life, and mess up their because you can put them on the wrong trajectory, because you can wound them very deeply if you tell them that your mom or your dad don't love them. So you be careful what you say to your children. Be very careful what you say to your children. But they don't have the capacity to love. And that's the sad part about it is, yeah, they see them as trophies. Yeah. And you got to remember, one of the things that's the most painful thing to ever have to come to realize, when you begin to really understand what a narcissist is, when you really begin to understand the mental illness behind narcissistic personality disorder, and you begin to understand, it's that revelation, that aha moment, that moment of clarity, that moment of reality, when you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, this person does not have the capacity to love anybody. And they never loved me. You know how painful that is to be with a man or be with a woman for many, many years, to finally realize that that person never loved you because they couldn't, to grow up and finally look back at your own parents to realize, one or the other, or both, to realize like my mother or my father really don't love me because they don't know how. They don't know how to love me. They don't know. And I'm walking around in this world, don't know how to love because I've never had an example of what love is. And then when I've truly been loved, you associate love with pain. And so you think that a man or a woman has to put their hands on you or call you names or disrespect you or call you out your name or anything, and you think that's love. That's not love. That is not love. If a man, thank you, New Dawn, I appreciate it. Do narcissist people groom their children to take care of them into old age? Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. That's their expectation. They have a lot of kids. One lady said, hold on. One lady told me that her mother had a bunch of children because her expectation was is when she got older that they would take care of her and they wouldn't put her in a nursing home. So yes, that is true. Sometimes they do groom them in order to, they or guilt trip them when they get older to take care of them. Yeah. But the only reform or deliverance there is for narcissists is if they want to deliver. You can pray for them as much as you want to, and you should. But until, it's just like an alcoholic. Until an alcoholic says, you know what, I have a problem. You know what, I am an alcoholic, I have a problem. That is the start of the recovery, to admit that there's a problem. What narcissist going to admit that they got a problem? What narcissist even going to admit to the fact that they're a narcissist? Because you the problem, they're not the problem. And then even my pastor said, she's been dealing with this for she's been in ministry for over 30 some odd years. And she says that she's had narcissists come in there. And she says, and one thing that she says is you can see them start to change, but they're always going to go back to the root. They're always going to go back to where they don't stay in their deliverance very long. They don't stay, they don't, because they're going to go right back to what they're comfortable about. What they have to admit that there's a problem. They have to, they have to admit that there's a problem in order to change. They have to want to change. And what narcissist is going to sit there and tell you, I need to change because there's something wrong with me? Because it just feeds into their low self-esteem that there's something wrong with me, that I'm not as perfect as I make people think that I am. I was with a narcissist that called me gay, and I think he was gay. And you know what, Ronetta? If that narcissist accused you of something that you know is not right, then they're already telling you where they're at. Anytime narcissists accuse you of things that you know is not right, don't sit there and argue with them. Just know that they've already told you what they're doing. They're telling you their secrets. Just pay attention. That's sad. My son always feels bad about his dad, says he loves him, but never any action, hasn't seen him in years. Well, you know what, Gel Masri. But you see, so now you have to come in and you have to learn how to communicate with your child, because that's a hurtful feeling to feel rejected by a parent. It is. And that's a root, to feel rejected by your parent. The kids usually crave the one that they don't have. The one that they got, the ones of us that are at home with the kids, they don't crave us because the fact that we're always there. They crave the one that they don't have. And then you're upset, like, I don't understand. They crave what they don't have, and in this situation, you're seeing that person is being truthful. That is exactly how they are. It hurts me when I found out my brother never gave a beep about me or anyone else for that matter. That's sad. It is. That is sad. How do you deal with a narcissistic parent that causes emotional pain and has been for the last 30 years? No contact. You have to come to terms with the fact that they're not going to change. They've been doing it for 30 years. You let them, they'll keep doing it for 40, 50 more. So you have to make a decision in your mind to go no contact. And once you begin to heal, you determine when or if you want to communicate with them. And then you have to be careful because people around you will make you feel guilty about not talking to your parent. But if we can tell people to get out of abusive relationships, and he means no good and she means no good for you, then why does that rule not apply to parents that are wounding you and have wounded you ever since you've been little? So the rules apply to to people that you're dating or in an intimate relationship with, but it doesn't apply for a family. So don't apply those rules for the family. It applies for the family too. And now we're getting to a point where we're becoming, you know what? I'm not going to let you guilt trip me because you have hurt me for all these years. I'm going to separate myself from you until I heal enough where I can deal with you at a distance. So if a narcissist doesn't love, then do they feel lost? At funeral, is there be at a funeral, is there behavior that cognitive empathy I've heard you refer to? So, okay, so they feel lost if they lose a supply and they don't have another supply in place. So a lot of times the grief that they're experiencing is not the grief of losing you as a person, and because they loved you so much, is losing what you were giving them. You gave them a roof over their head, that you gave them fuel, you gave them something, so they don't grieve or grieve the loss of you. They're grieving what they had, so they got to go find it if they don't have it in place. So they don't have it in place, then they're going to be angry at you because you took away what was mine. That was mine, and you took it away, and I don't have anybody to connect to right away. And when they're at a funeral, they don't have empathy. They have to look around to see how they mirror. So they look around to see how people are conducting themselves and crying and boohooing. And you'll always notice them. They got to do above and beyond what the other people are doing because they got to be seen. They're the ones that take the attention away from the deceased, and all the attention goes on them. Whether it's in a speech, just like in a wedding, all the attention goes on them. And it's not about you. It's not your day. It's their day. This is a funeral. It's about the deceased, not about you. So they look around, or they may talk to people to see how they're responding or what they're doing, and then they mirror that. But you can always tell they go above and beyond. And then people are doing what? Running over there to comfort them, console them. They're getting fueled. um Thank you, Dr. Karma, for stating the same. No contact for a mate is appropriate for a family member. Absolutely. A narc is a narc is a narc. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're welcome. Weddings too. Yep. You are so. Yep. Yep. My mom is a narcissist, and she said and did a lot of things that was hurtful, but her passing is a little freeing for me. Is that normal to feel this way? It is. Yashonda, I just did a course. I have a academy that is now open, and I did a course about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and it is processing through the grief and loss after narcissist abuse. And I talk about the 16 different types of grief, and I also talk about the 7 stages of grief. And in the 16 stages, you'd be surprised, one of them is relief. And people feel guilty because your tormentor has passed, and you feel guilty, and people make you feel guilty because of the fact that you're not grieving. You're relieved, but that is normal, especially if you've been abused and hurt enough. That is pretty normal. um, do they ever act like they're begging for divorce if they found out you? Okay, it went too fast. Okay, it went too fast. um, um, can they ever act like they want a divorce when they find out you rejected or discarded them first? I don't understand what you're asking. Can they ever act like they want a divorce when they find out you rejected or discarded them first? I don't understand the question. You may have to change the question up so I can understand what you're asking, so I'll answer it appropriately. Why they change when they hear you pregnant, in the way they love in you and they suggest to abort it. Why? They're narcissists. They don't want the responsibility. That's all. They don't want the responsibility. So they'll try to force you into their, in other words, they'll try to punish you to force you to do something that you don't want to do. And then when you do have the abortion, then they reward you by giving you affection. So they take away the affection. They don't want to talk to you. They don't, because they don't want the accountability and the responsibility that comes with having a child. And if you do it, then they'll reward you by giving you attention and affection. And some people, that's what they want. And if you don't do it, then they'll discard you, or they'll no contact. They'll ghost you, whatever, to punish you for not complying to what they told you to do. I don't explain why I go no contact. I refer them to your book. Is that correct, Ashton? Sure. Sure, why not? Or you ain't got to explain nothing. You ain't got to say nothing. Refer them to nobody if you don't want to. Can you make a child a narcissist? No, you can't make a child a narcissist by holding them too tight and smothering them and not letting them go out. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Yeah, Jesus girl Betty. Yeah, you can. Sometimes people overparent. When you overparent, the sad part, when you underparent and when you overparent, you still can, you have to have a balance. That's why I'm coming up with this course about taking your authority back in parenting, so that there's proper accountability, there's proper accountability, there's proper what is it called, not just accountability, but we don't punish children, we correct children. And there has to be a proper accountability, and then they have to understand that there are positive and negative consequences to their behaviors. And what you're doing is that you're teaching the child valuable lessons for when they get older. And if you're not teaching that child that, you overparent, you smother them, you don't let them get out, you don't let them make mistakes, you don't want them to be hurt, you're always making excuses for them. You can develop a narcissist. You can, you know. Uh, I became supernova and said what I said, finished with him. Most people that are super empaths, they go supernova. That's nothing that, you're not a super empath if you're bragging about it. A super empath is never going to brag about going supernova. Supernova is the last thing that a super empath will do, because they do everything they can to protect themselves from imploding. And so to go supernova, that can require 6 to 12 months of recovery after you do something like that, and that's nothing to brag about. Super empaths don't brag about supernova. So if you brag about a supernova, going supernova, and finish him off and stuff like that, like you a character on a game, you're not a super empath. Super empaths are well trained. Super empaths are very well trained. They're very in tune with themselves. They know how far to go. They know when to cut you off. They do everything they possibly can to avoid going supernova. That's the last thing that a super empath would ever want to do or try to do. Mm. Thank you so much, Nancy. There you go, Mo. That sounds more like something that a super empath would say, because supernova, it will get to a point where it will cause you psychological damage if you don't watch out. You can psychologically, you can be damaged. You can go supernova can also put you in a position where you end up on the fifth floor. You'll end up in inpatient. Yeah. So what a super empath will try to do whatever they can to avoid that. That's the last thing they would ever want to do. Let's see. I have did and still do soil my kids because I'm trying to make up for, spoil your kids. Soil spoil your kids because I'm trying to make up for the dad not being around. That's the last thing you want to do. Don't ever guilt parent, because first of all, when you guilt parent and you're trying to make up, you're gonna cause them to go into that path that you don't want them to go in. It'll backfire on you. What you have to do is they'll have respect for you as they get old. Kids ain't, they don't want rules and stuff like that. But what you have to do is you have to make sure that there are rules in place, there are boundaries in place, there's accountability in place, there's responsibility in place. Or what you're gonna do is you're gonna set your kid up for failure when they get older. And everybody's not gonna love your child the same way that you love your child. and then they ain't going to have respect for they're not going to have respect for authority, and that right there will cause them to be entitled. We are disciplined in our actions. Absolutely. Absolutely. Everything is well thought of. You'll remove yourself from a situation before you allow someone to push you that far. You will control yourself. Yeah. Let's see. My ex used to be befriending people who have loved ones who died and took advantage of them. See, there you go. There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting off so that I can go in and take my war paint off. And so I'm gonna take maybe one or two more questions and then I'm gone. So true, Dr. Carmen. Once you have gone supernova, you would do everything you can not to go there again. Absolutely. And I'm not even an empath, but I'm just letting you know because there are a lot of people that come through therapy that I find out when certain things have happened and it takes me a minute to catch on. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is an empath. This is an empath that has went supernova. And they did whatever they possibly could and it got to, and sometimes it takes a long time to recover from that. That's not a place that a super empath wants to go at all. They'll avoid that at all costs, whatever way they can. You're so welcome, Mo. You're so welcome. You are so welcome, Cleo. Thank you. Thank you, Ernestine. Thank you. It's hard without them, but it's even harder with them. Absolutely, Nancy. Absolutely. So, Elif, that will be a whole nother broadcast. You can go look through my YouTube channel. I did one on empaths and supernova. I think I did one on that. So you would have to go to my YouTube channel. You can find the video, and you can go to my mother's YouTube channel. It's Destiny Helper 12S. Hold on. Your Destiny Helper. There we go. Your Destiny Helper. It's on YouTube. She's on YouTube and I'm on YouTube. And you can go look. You can even put empath or super empath in the Google and put my name. Or you can put Helen Sadler, or you can put Destiny Helper, Your Destiny Helper, and look for those videos. Yeah, you can look for those videos. Oh, thank you, Miss Nancy. I'm so honored. Thank you. Listen, now before I go, I want you guys to come to California. If you're in the California area, I want you to come to this conference. It's July 29th and it's at the Sonesta right at LAX Airport. Now, if you come and you have not bought a ticket, you're not going to be able to get in. You won't be able to talk to me because I'll be busy with my guests. There's general admissions and then there's VIP. General admissions and VIP together is 8 to 5 o'clock. And then at 7 o'clock, it's a formal event with dinner, and it's from 7 to 11 o'clock with dinner, formal event. For the general session, you're going to have me as a speaker, my sister Bridget Griffin, who is a domestic violence advocate for the Victims First program here in Washington State. You're going to have my big sister, Kathy Gibson. My Life is Intentional. My mother, Apostle Helen Sadler, she's going to be there. And I have a new guest. Her name is Dr. Paula Tucker. She's a research specialist and that studies traumatic brain injuries. And she's going to be talking about traumatic brain injuries with narcissist abuse. And so that is the general session. And then when we go to the VIP, we're having a round table, and you get to meet Telsha with the T on NPD. You get to meet Tasha Leland, who is Confessions of a Christian Girl. And then all of us that were already on the panel, we get to be there with you. You can ask us questions, bring lots of tissues. This year's conference is Unpackaging the Trauma. We're going to talk about generational trauma. We're going to talk about sexual abuse, sexual trauma, domestic violence, abuse as a child, and the things that have happened to you throughout time. We're getting in detail. And anybody that has been at my conference, a lot of times you guys think you're getting a lot of information when we're on these lives, when I do videos, but Valerie knows, Just Be Real knows, a lot of you that have come to these conferences, and you can come on Zoom too. So there's Zoom is available too. But you'll only get the general session for the Zoom. Anybody that has been to these conferences know we get raw. And when I say we get raw, we get raw. I mean, what you think we wouldn't talk about is exactly what we talk about. So whatever you imagine in your mind that we would not talk about on a social media forum like this is what we're going to talk about when we get in there. And sometimes there's a different type of energy, a different type of ambiance when you're amongst us. We get to come and talk to you. We get to hug you, sign your book, sit down and eat with you. I'm a very cordial person. I come and laugh and joke and I mess with you. There's a lot of laughter that goes on. Telsha is funny. Y'all, Telsha, we're going to laugh. When Telsha come, we're going to laugh. And it's just fun. And sometimes when you have been so traumatized, you need something because you're going to cry. I'm going to tell you now, you're going to cry. And during the VIP, a lot of people share their stories. We found out that this one lady, I can't recall her name. I don't know if Miss Valley was there or not, but her family was killed by a narcissist. Her sister, her brother-in-law, and I think the child, they were all unalived. And I can't, I know Just Be Real was there. This is my third year doing this. So this year I'm going to be, she said, Dr. Brian is telling, Dr. Carmen is telling the truth. Miss Valerie, tell it like it is. And then we have VIP meet and greet Friday evening where you get to meet all of us that are going to be on the panels and going to be speaking. On Saturday, we have the conference and I'm going to be at LAX. And so my thought was on Sunday, we go out. I want to go to the Wax Museum. I wanted to do a tour of the Star Homes. And then all of us go out to eat, go to dinner or go to lunch or something like that and just enjoy ourselves, maybe go down to Malibu. But we're going to do stuff on Sunday all day. And then I'll probably leave out on Monday or Tuesday. And so I really want you guys to be there. I'm telling you, every dime that you spend is worth it. I'm telling you, anybody that has come to my conferences know it is worth it. And it's July 29th in Los Angeles, California at the Sonesta, right at the LAX. So as soon as you come out the airport, they'll take you right to the hotel. If you do not have a ticket, you're not going to be able to get in. You're not going to be able to get in. You won't be able to meet me because I'll be busy with my guests. General session from 8 to 5, and then from 7 to 11 is VIP, a formal dinner. We're going to we're going to be bougie and wear our formal gowns. If you want to bring a crown, honey, bring your crown. If you want to I might bring one, bring your crown, but we're going to do, and you're going to enjoy yourself. I promise you, when you leave out there, you're going to say, you know what, this was time well spent. It was money well spent. Go to Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. All one word, overcoming narcissist abuse.ticketleap.com. Get yourself a ticket. I closed out VIP, but somebody inquired about VIP and I opened it back up. So if you want to get, Ms. Valerie said the money is worth it. Thank you so much, Ms. Valerie. And I hope you're going to be in DC next year. I'd love to see you again. I miss you. I'd love to go visit from LA. Come on, you got to come on. But listen, time is, we're in June. We are in June. Yeah, we're already in June. So the conference is next month. So I really want you guys to come. Get your tickets. Don't wait till the last minute because I think I have to close the ticket sale at the end of this month or at the beginning of July. I'm not sure. But get your tickets. Don't wait till the last minute. If you can't come in person, just get a Zoom ticket, so that you can be on Zoom with us. But I really want you guys to be out there. You can if you want to. You can be out there. Bad and bougie. That's what we're going to do. New Dawn, when you going to come out there to one of the conferences? We want to see y'all there. We need some men to come on out there too. Yeah. It's all one word. It's overcoming. Just Be Real. Can you put that on there? It's overcoming narcissist abuse. All one word. Overcoming narcissist abuse.ticketleap.com. Shar, you got to come on out there then. You got to get you a VIP ticket and come on out there. Yes, you got to come on out there. So I want to meet you, Miss Shar. So you need to come on out there. Yes. Just Be Real said, I did. Oh, she did. She just put it out there. Thank you so much. Yes, I want you guys, make sure you guys come out there. This is it right here. And she just put it out there too. I know I got these long nails, so you click, click, click. But make sure, yeah, you guys go and check out. You guys go get a ticket. And make sure you guys get a ticket and come out there. I really want to meet you. I really would like to meet you guys. I would love to meet you guys. I love it. I love putting faces with names that are on YouTube. What is your screen name? Oh, that's you. That's who I'm talking to. So I would love, love, love for you guys to come out there and listen. Another thing, I have my academy open now. So I got a course on there, and the course that I have loaded already is the processing the grief and loss after narcissist abuse. Some of you guys didn't know 16, there are probably more, but 16 different types of grief. Some of you guys are probably 5 or 6 deep into the type of grief, and 7 stages of grief. You know, and I'm telling you guys, it's only $99, and it's on my academy. And for those of you that came to my last one, which was overcoming, no, breaking codependency, that was a good one too. Breaking codependency. I have been busy all week because I was editing the class, the course. So I'm still editing, and I'm having to do the workbook. So those of you that came that did not get the workbook, I have not forgotten. I'm gonna send you guys the workbook. Those of you that are already on there, but the course had each course has a workbook that goes with it. And so I'm editing, and I'm doing the workbook for this last one. And then I have another one that's coming up. And I'll post that as soon as I'm finished editing, because I don't like to be in the middle of editing and then start another one. Then I have to go edit that one. So I'm gonna edit this one, then I'll put up when the next one is coming up. Okay. Dr. Carmen is telling the truth. She is every bit of what she says. What she is saying. I am. Thank you. I'm Mills. Thank you. Oh yes, it will be listed about 15 minutes after. Okay. So thank you guys so much. It is a paid event. It is a paid event. So if you do not pay for the tickets, then you will not be able to come in. You won't have an opportunity to meet me because I'll be busy with my guests. So you won't be able to come in and join us for the conference. But I really would like for you, because what we're gonna do this year. Usually I do a lunch, and usually in the evenings I do the limousine ride. But the last 2 times that I did it, the limousine ride was okay, because I think the first time I did the limo, something happened. The second time we did the Hummer, and the Hummer just as small as a regular limo. And then the restaurants, the restaurants were not what I really wanted. So this time we're gonna do it there, and this is for the VIPs. And what we're going to do for general session, we're going to take a break like at 12, and we're going to go into the hotel, and all of us, we're going to go out there and eat together, so we can all sit and eat together for lunch. And then we come back after lunch and continue the conference. And so we get to spend some time together. I really want to meet you guys. I love when I meet the people that are on camera, so I can finally put names and faces together. And I love it. Thank you. Please don't share anything on my. Please do not share anything on here that I have not allowed you to share, because I'm not familiar with you. I don't know you. So please do not post anything if you have not gotten permission from me. And if you could, please go take that down, because I'm not familiar with you. I don't know you. And before you post any links or anything on my page, please ask for permission, because I don't know you. Yeah. When is the next conference so I can plan to be there? Next year in July is going to be in Washington, D.C. Um, Let me look, because I can't scroll up right now. Hold on. It's not allowing me to scroll up. Hold on. Let me look. Hold on. Let me see. Give me just a moment. Give me a second. Um, yeah, I'll go back through there. But if you posted a link on there, please take it down, because I don't want to accidentally block you. Because when I look through there and I see people have posted, I just automatically block. So I just want to give you an opportunity to take it down, okay? Yeah, I will be in Washington, D.C. next year. New Dawn Arise. I'll be in D.C. next year. Uh, I don't see it posted, but usually I go back through there and I look after my video post. I usually go back there and look to see if anything was posted that I didn't permit. So if you did post something, please go take it down, because I don't want you to be blocked. Yeah, I don't want you to be blocked. Yeah. So okay, let's see here. Okay. So, all right. So let's see here. Well, thank you, Miss Valerie. I appreciate it. Jeremiah, you said DC is your neck of the woods. Well, I hope that you come up there. Well, I'm over. I'm on the in Washington State, but please come make sure you come out there to DC next year when I do it out there next year. My dad is out there, so I'm gonna make sure I go out there so I can see my daddy. You can definitely suggest my live. Thank you so much. But Anna, because of the fact that I'm not familiar with you, I would have to go check it out first and see if it's appropriate. I don't like for people to post anything on you because sometimes people are advertising for themselves. I thank you though. I do have two people that provide support groups for me. And I thank you. Just send me an email, Dr. Carmen Bryant at outlook.com, and then I'll go check it out and I'll let you know whether or not you can thank you, whether you can post it because I don't know you. You know, some people I'm familiar with, so I allow them to post certain things, and some people I just don't know. And I'm just meeting you tonight, Miss Anna. And so that's not to hurt your feelings or anything like that. I don't know you. So I make sure that the tribe is protected because sometimes people are putting information out there and they're actually hackers or they're actually narcissists. Especially if I'm familiar with them, usually I'm like, no, don't post that. You know, and sometimes I may not say it, but sometimes I'm like, no, don't post that. So I just want to make sure that everybody's protected, you know, including yourself, you know. The one in DC, I always do my conferences the last Saturday of July. And so next year's conference in DC will be the last Saturday in July. I always do the last Saturday in July, which usually runs the 29th or the 30th or something like that. Yeah. Just Be Real says she's such a professional. Because I know it's Just Be Real got that block finger too. I got a block finger. So sometimes she catch it before I will. No, so, oh Lord, my little thing, y'all can see me. Hold on, let me fix it because it just, I don't know what it just did. Hold on a minute. My camera just didn't focus me. There we go. So BetterHelp is a sponsor, is my sponsor. And so I usually advertise for BetterHelp because they do pay me to sponsor for BetterHelp. So if you use my link at betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen, they give you a 10% discount for using my link. I myself am not on BetterHelp because I am an independent therapist in the state of Washington. So I myself is not on BetterHelp because I myself am a private practitioner, and that's a company. They've asked me to join before, and I've considered it. But even if I join, you won't be able to get me as a therapist if you are outside the state of Washington. So the only way that you can use my services if you are inside the state of Washington. I do provide coaching services, but my coaching services are not therapy. So some people want to come to me for therapy and they want to use coaching, but I do not provide therapy in coaching. I just find out what you want to do and how you want to do it and what resources you need and to explain and teach you about narcissist abuse. I do that in coaching, but I don't give you therapy. Those of you that have insurances, if you go to Psychology Today, you can find a therapist in your local area. Also, another thing, they have now, and we have the American Mental Health Counseling Association, who has been advocating to get therapists to be able to work across state lines. And so Washington has now been accepted in there so that we can work across state lines, meaning that I will be able to provide therapy to people in other states. But this will not be active until, I don't know, like at the end of the year or next year. And we have to do some type of paperwork to apply for what state we would like to counsel in. And some of the states that I would like to counsel in is California, Texas, Georgia, where else? South Carolina, New York, Florida. So there are some states I would like to do counseling in. And when that happens and I sign the paperwork that I need to sign to be able to counsel in those states, I will let you guys know so that when I am validated or whatever certification I have to do, then I will let you know so that it will be open for you guys to make appointments. Okay. But they have approved Washington State to be able to provide. So we are now a part of the many states that is allowed to counsel in other states. However, we have to fill out an application to apply for the states we would like to counsel in. And so that has not been open to us yet. We're still waiting for that. So you can't come do an appointment with me, just be real. You're my assistant. So that would be a conflict of interest because you're my assistant. So wherever I travel, you travel with me. So I can't give you counseling too. I give you coaching all the time, but I can't give you counseling. But yes, I will be able to provide counseling to those that are in different states outside of Washington. But just give them time because of the fact that we're still waiting for the paperwork that we have to fill out to apply for the states that we want to counsel in. And so they have not opened those applications up yet. And as soon as they open up those applications, they're going to send us the information, and we'll be able to do that, do the paperwork, and I will let you guys know what states I'm able to counsel in. So that has been approved. Now we're just waiting for the paperwork to certify us or whatever we have to do to validate us to be able to do that, and then we can open it up to you. The other thing that I would have to do, though, for a lot of you, I have to apply for the insurances in your state. So that may take a little while as well. I have to find out like what insurances are the insurances in your particular state, whether it is state insurance or if it's private insurance. I have to find out like if I decide to do it in California, I have to find out like the insurances that are in California. Texas, I have to find out what insurances are in Texas. And what happens is I have to apply for those boards. And once I apply for those boards, sometimes it takes maybe 4 to 6, sometimes it takes 30 days, 60 days, 90 days for them to reply back to let me know that I'm a part of their network. Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is usually state, across the states. I am able to accept Blue Cross, for example, Blue Cross Blue Shield in the state of Washington. So because I'm already in network, it probably may not be hard to get a network throughout the other states. So I would just have to find out what insurances are in your states. And at that time, when I start doing that, I will ask you guys questions. Hey, who is in California and what are the most popular insurances there? And I will apply for those boards. So, everything is a process, but don't worry. One of my plans is to expand my business and hire therapists to work for me so that you guys will get counseling from my agency with therapists that are trained by me. And do you guys know that even though I have my academy up, I'm also, everything takes time. It takes a minute because I'm one person, but and it takes money. So you guys know if you want to donate, you can donate on here. You can donate on my YouTube channel. You can donate. Well, don't do it on my YouTube channel because YouTube will take my money. So if you donate, like if you go to my Facebook page, if you see where it says you can purchase stars, you can purchase stars. That don't mean give me a star. It means purchase stars. And that right there will put money because it takes money to do this kind of stuff. And one of the things I'm also wanting to do is to certify coaches. And so I'm going to start a school for coaches that specializes specifically in narcissist abuse recovery. Well, in order for me to do that, that cost me $6,000 for me to do that first in order to start the academy to certify you guys to do that. And once you guys are certified, for a lot of you guys, when you get your certification and your specialization, you might also be able to do it for like EAP for companies. Because a lot of times when you are certified as a coach, companies and insurance companies will hire you as a coach and you can get paid a lucrative income from that. And so, but for me to do it, in order for me to open up the school for you guys, the training I have to get is about $6,000. And so, like I said, the reason why I haven't got it yet is because, of course, I have to get that $6,000 in order to do the training for you, to get you guys certified. So please don't ever think that your donations are not, being used for a specific reason, or especially like for the conferences and things like that. So, and I would love to have you in that school too. But don't worry. Yeah. Blue Cross is a big agency across Texas and a lot of different places. I noticed that too. Chicago, everywhere. And Kaiser, I think Blue Cross Blue Shield. Kaiser is another one. Which one is another one? There's a couple of that I'm on. I worked in EAP for the post office. See, and a lot of them will hire coaches. And so, especially if you are certified by a reputable company, and the program that I want to do Once you go through my course to become a coach, and then special I can specialize you. You can get your certification, and once you get your certification, you can, yeah, United Health. Yeah, I'm United Health. That's a popular one too. But yeah, isn't DC supposed to have most narcissists in America? I don't know. I haven't done any research on them, so I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised everywhere. Kaiser, yeah. No, I'm a part of Kaiser. I'm a part of Kaiser. HMO uses their own therapist, but I am under Kaiser as well, under the PPO. I can do HMO when they send me a referral. I can do HMO and but PPO. So Kaiser don't just use their own therapist unless you have HMO, then they use their own therapist. But even if they want to use me under the HMO, they do referrals to me under Kaiser. So I do HMO and PPO with Kaiser, and the same with Blue Cross Blue Shield as long as I get referrals first. Yeah, Kaiser. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to let you guys go because I'll just keep on talking to you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for supporting me. Do know I have a lot of plans in mind. I have a lot of classes that are in mind. Go to my academy and you'll see it is Ona-Academy dot, what is it? Hold on, I got to go look. Let me go look. It is in my, if you look at my profile on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, my community tab, it is on there. So it is on there. Usually, I'm trying to memorize it because it's new to me as well. But it is, okay, hold on a minute. Let's look. Let's look. It is Ona-Academy dot getlearnworlds.com. That's a mouthful, isn't it? So let me just type it here for you. It is Ona-Academy, acad, make sure I spell it right. Academy dot get learn worlds dot com. Go check out my academy. It also lets you know what courses are coming up, what courses are going to be coming up. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you guys allowing me just to have conversations with you. You guys go check out my TikTok, my Facebook. Go check out my YouTube channel. Go check out. I got LinkedIn. I got what's the little dove? Twitter. Twitter. I have Twitter. You guys can see me on Twitter. Good night, Miss Valerie. Go to Twitter. So everywhere that you enjoy watching videos, you'll probably find me on there. During the weekday, I usually make some TikTok videos and I post it on YouTube and all my channels. And I usually come on live on Sundays unless I have something going on with the ministry and supporting my mother as we travel. But I usually come on about 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time unless I make it to the house quicker. So my office, my home office. So usually if I make it here quicker, then I come on a little earlier and join you guys. Remember, my conference is July 29th at the Sonesta at LAX. If you don't have a ticket, you're not going to be let in the door. So make sure you go overcomingnarcissistabuse.ticketleap.com and make sure you register. You can do general session, you can do VIP, or you can do Zoom. So you can watch us on Zoom. And also for those of you that want coaching, you can contact me at drcarmenbryant@outlook.com and let me know if you're interested in coaching. Please do not send me long emails because I do not read long emails because of the fact what you're asking for is a consultation. So if you're wanting a consultation, you send me these long emails. I usually send you my fee for services because I am a fee for service provider. And so you send me long emails, and at the very end, you bold enough to say, thank you so much for taking the time to read this email. I don't, because that right there is reserved for the people that pay for the services that I provide, which is coaching. So if you're interested in coaching, please email me and I will send you my fees. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hey, Shanti. It's my sister, Shanti. Hey, Francis. Eroni, how are you? Looney. Okay, and you guys have a great evening. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. You guys get some rest and go and look in the mirror and say, I am great, because you are. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for being the people that you are. I love you guys. That agape love, remember? It's not just I love you throwing it out in our English language, but I love you guys. And you guys have a wonderful evening. Good night, everybody. Good night, y'all.